We received a teaching a few weeks ago from Venerable that I found very helpful to my mind, and so I wanted to share it today. When we look at our lives, we all have problems and difficulties, and we spend much effort and time trying to arrange our life so that we don't have these problems and difficulties. But we see that no matter what we do, problems still arise. So a way to look at this that I found very helpful was that we remind ourselves that where we are right now in samsara, because this is samsara, that the nature of this place is there are problems and difficulties. And so we train ourselves not to be so surprised or get so freaked out when problems and difficulties arise. And the reason why, of course, these problems arise is because we're all under the influence of ignorance and afflictions and karma. So that's why these problems continue to arise. So if we remember that this is going to happen, instead of trying to think about how can I get everything arranged so I'm not going to have any difficulties, not going to have any problems, then instead, then our mind turns a bit. So it's not that we kind of start building and looking for the problems. It's not that. We don't want to go to that extreme. But it's more when they do arise, we just react in a different way. Because that's where our power is and how we react to the things that arise. So if we kind of normalize, yes, of course there's going to be difficulties. And if that's too negative for the mind, I think to instead say that there's going to be changes, no matter what. There's always going to be changes. And so that we don't make things solid. It's like, okay, now I've got everything settled and now, okay, it's going to stay that way. That's what we think in our mind, but that's not what happens. And so to train ourselves, to remind ourselves of that then when they do arise, then we have some freedom to work with them in a different way. And so to work with them by using it as fuel to really make a strong resolve that we're going to get out of samsara, that we're going to go toward enlightenment so that we can help all beings. And we use these problems as they arise as fuel to keep us kind of going in the right direction, instead of getting all tangled up in the difficulties and, getting the mind that complains and blames and feels depressed and feels victimed and, all of those mind states. Instead, we just kind of normalize, of course, difficulties are going to come. When they come, I'm going to accept them. I'm going to remember, yeah, this is samsara. And then now how am I going to work with this? I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to use it as fuel to have a stronger resolve to get out of this existence. And so we could use that mind state then when problems arise.